quick message before we start. Are you listening to us right now and thinking, I would like to start my own podcast just like the Yes Girls did?
Well, we want to introduce you to AfriPods, the hosting solution we use and trust for a few good reasons.
AfriPods isn't just another hosting platform. They're dedicated to helping African creators amplify our voices and get paid for our amazing work with technology specifically tailored for our unique needs.
And the best part is that it's completely free. Yes,
No.
You heard that right. Free and user-friendly.
With an awesome audio editor right in the creator dashboard, it's easy to create and upload new episodes. Plus, you can distribute your content to all other podcasting platforms, so your audience won't miss a thing no matter where they are. That's how you found us, after all.
And if you want a platform that truly supports you and champions African creators, voices, and stories, look no further than AfriPods, of course. All you need to do is visit afripods.africa and create an account today. It's free, and it's that simple.
Say yes to AfriPods.
Say yes. Now over to our episode.
I said, what do you mean they missed? All of them, you said, Bambaklat, you repeated the word again. So this is now the challenge. I want you to tell me, you have a concert tomorrow. It's Friday at 11:15 p.m. Mm-hmm. You have just discovered your main artist has just landed with a manager only. The entire band is missing.
Oh my God.
What do you do? And the concert has to happen the following day on Saturday as advertised. You have exactly 15 minutes to tell me, because we managed. You tell me how you'll manage that.
Hello, yes people, and welcome to another episode
And a new season 7.
of the Yes Girls, where we, Claire,
And Akumu.
say yes to doing, being, or learning something new and documenting our journeys. Akumu, I think we're getting off track. We really need to be done with this intro segment within 20 seconds.
Okay. Geez, why are you such a stickler for time all of a sudden?
Well, as you may have guessed, it's got something to do with our new challenge to kick off the new season. This season, we're saying yes to in-studio challenges to get to grips with must-have 21st century skills. And this first challenge is, say it with me,
Saying yes to doing.
proper time
Okay, we can't even time our own.
Yeah, we clearly need
again?
this challenge. 1, 2, 3.
Saying yes to doing proper time management.
Woo! Yes, girls. As we kick off this new season, can we get a review of a recent episode?
Here's a short piece of feedback from a yes girl. That's at femi.arunga. She said, I wish you read out more entries. Was so entertaining. I wrote an entry after listening to this episode. She's talking about the diary episode where I read my 19-year-old diary. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the penultimate yesticle of season 6. Where you regaled us with some tales from yesteryear. In other words, you read out some soul-bearing extracts from your old diaries.
Soul-bearing meaning embarrassing.
The two are synonymous, exactly. If you've not yet rated and reviewed us, go and do it. Pretty please. It really does help others to discover the show, and then they can forever be grateful to you for bringing a little more yes into their lives.
Anyway, time to get on with this episode and meet our expert. Time is of the essence.
This season, it's all about what we can do in studio, so we can make it even more blindingly obvious that you and we can say yes to something new, even if you're short on time.
And we keep talking about time, so time to let Chris speak. Chris Kirwa is our expert today. He is
an events specialist with 20 years experience with a special focus on safety and security in events. He's also the founder of CateChris Limited agency, your go-to for corporate and government events, all events, you name it. Chris, why don't you say hi and tell us why are you here today?
Hey, hi guys. You know what? This is my first time on a podcast.
Woo!
Woo-hoo.
First time.
We broke your virginity. Perfect.
Yes, clearly. And I clearly don't know why I'm here, so please tell me, why am I here today?
I thought you were going to tell us.
Yes.
Now that you mentioned something to do with safety and security is synonymous with time management.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we are here to discuss time management.
Yes. And you are our expert. We believe that you have the tools, the experience, the know-it-all, the wherewithal and know-it-allness to guide us on our studio challenge that we're going to do here in the studio with you right now. You will be the judge, the challenger, and the all-seeing, all-knowing guest expert. And then you'll rate and review us.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll get to know a little bit more about you. But maybe just as an intro, Chris, why don't you tell us why and how time management is important in your role, and how you live it day by day.
Time management is important to me because that's what has made me who I am, made our company who we are, made our employees who they are, made my co-director who they are. What do I mean by that? Long time ago, I discovered that Europe keeps time. Africa, South America, and some parts of breakaway Russia have no clue about time management. So I decided, okay, if these guys expect us to keep time, how about we don't keep time? We always try and practice being ahead of time. So that's how we manage time at CateChris. If you tell us to arrive somewhere at 7 a.m., we will be there at 5:45. And with that, it has really helped us to, one, you see, when you're ahead of time, you put the pressure on the client. You put the pressure on everybody else. Because if the call time, and everybody understands what call times is, it's 6 a.m. and you arrive at 5 a.m., who is more relaxed, who is happier, who is more in control of everything. So if you're going for a pitch, for example, and the client told you to be there at 8, be there at 6:30. Get familiar with the place. If possible, ask to be allowed into the room that maybe the pitching session will be taking place for you to be able to test the systems. But most of the time you arrive, you haven't tested your presentation, then you realize maybe you picked the wrong laptop. The laptop with the presentation is with the guy behind who is also late. So being ahead of time for us is how we manage time. And that's why time management is very important to us and very important to me for that matter.
You know, I think what you're saying about if you're ahead of time, you're actually going to be more in control and happier.
Yes.
Is totally right. Even if everything goes to plan and you don't need to have a last minute panic, then you're just going to feel more in control of the situation.
Yeah,
and crucial.
Can we note that today I was ahead of time?
Yeah, today you are.
I kept
today
time.
you're ahead of time.
You were living the challenge already.
Yes. Actually, Riovan laughed at me because I was on time, and then he asked, "What challenge are you doing today?" Time management. He laughed.
There's a first time for everything.
Yep.
So, Chris, why don't you tell us our challenge for today? How would you like us to live and do and be and embody this challenge today in the studio?
So
in 15 minutes.
Yeah, considering that I come from the events background, we are constantly being thrown deep end and constantly experiencing challenges that make us, want to have quick solutions in order to beat time. So if you have an event the following day, and there are so many other things that have not been set up according to the timeline of the event, the people who are involved in the event, if it's the artists, MCs, DJs, the crew, if they don't keep time, that will definitely affect the quality of that event. So with that in mind, the challenge I'm going to throw to you guys is something that actually happened real time of 17 years ago. So we had a concert, a huge concert that was coming. And it was, I won't mention the artist because it can give you an idea of what we did, but it was a mega artist. The concert was happening at Carnival Grounds. And we had everything we had set up. And then the artists were jetting in at JKIA at around 11:15 p.m. Kenyan time. So we went to the airport. I remember we were with Big Ted and the rest of the crew with, the convoy to pick because he had a whole band of 20 people.
Whoa.
So we check in. Obviously, we had made arrangements to be able to get all the way into the custom checks and beyond so that you give them that VIP, protocol. So he alighted when he alights from the plane, the first face he sees is yours. And when he alighted, we said hi, and I said hi to the manager. Then I'm waiting for the rest of the crew, and there was no one. So I asked him, what's happening? Where is the crew? He looked at me and said, Bomboclat. They missed the plane.
What?
I said, what do you mean they missed? All of them, he said, Bomboclat. He repeated the word again. So this is now the challenge. I want you to tell me, you have a concert tomorrow. It's Friday at 11:15 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You have just discovered your main artist has just landed with a manager only. The entire band is missing.
Oh, my God.
What do you do? And the concert has to happen the following day on Saturday as advertised. You have exactly 15 minutes to tell me, because we managed. You tell me how you'll manage that.
All right.
How to prioritize now? What?
wait,
Remember,
why did they
we
miss the
managed.
plane?
They missed the plane because most international artists, the backup band that work with them do not necessarily stay within where this main artist is.
Mm.
You could be based in UK, but your drumist is from Germany.
Mm.
Your guy who plays the bass guitar is from Jamaica. The other guy is in South Africa. The other guy is in Brussels. So that's how they operate. So when they send their hospitality rider, the hospitality rider indicates where you should send the tickets to. So you find you're sending to 5-6 different cities. Mm-hmm. So for some reason, all those guys missed the flights. So they couldn't be in Kenya on time for an event that had been hyped up for 3 months. Sold out, 20,000 people. Sold out, 20,000 people.
20,000.
Those years, we used to do those kind of concerts. I see guys celebrating 5,000. Now I laugh. That is nothing. So, and this is a case study. It's really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you once you're done with the challenge.
Okay.
And we kept time. We had said the concert will start at 8 the following day, p.m. It started.
8 p.m.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
And this is 11 Friday.
11:15 p.m. Friday, I discover there are 2
Oh, my God.
instead
Okay.
of 18.
All right. So first, we need to weigh up what are our options. No, what is the objective of the concert? What was promised to people?
It's
And
the-
then what are our options to like plan A, the best, down to like plan D, worst case scenario?
But the concert can't happen without the 16, right? So that's the
Well,
first thing.
It can.
It can.
Wait,
What
it
are
can.
people paying to come and see? They're coming
The
to see
main
that
artist.
artist, I'm assuming, right?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what's our objective and what are people paid for? They've come to see. We'll call him Superstar. Oh no, let's call him
Mr. Superstar.
Let's call him.
Jack.
So, what are people paying to come and see? They're coming to see the star, right?
The Bomboclat Jack.
The
Bomboclat Jack.
what does Bomboclat mean?
It's a Jamaican.
It's an exclamation of that is used by Jamaicans mostly when maybe something has not gone wrong. Well, Kikuyus will say "guy."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
That's
like
all
guy.
you needed to say.
It's the
Okay,
guy
like-
of Jamaica.
like,
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Okay.
Someone
So-
else will do SHIT.
Or the F1.
Yes,
The Fiona.
The
the Fiona
F-bomb.
one.
the Fiona one. Yeah.
Yes.
So they're paying to come and see the star, which we'll call
Jack.
Jack. Okay.
Jack.
So they're paying to come and see Jack. So if assuming, from what I've understood,
Uh-huh.
he is the star, and then the rest are like his band, right?
Yeah.
So people are not paying to come and see that band. Yeah.
Not really. Yeah,
No,
not
they're
really.
coming to listen to the music, but he's the
Yeah.
one they want to see.
Just checking. The 16 is the band only or dancers as well?
It's a whole. Remember, this guy just checked in
Like-
with the manager.
Like their sound.
The manager
guys.
doesn't sing. The manager doesn't play an
Yeah,
instrument.
so probably backing
so it's just,
singers,
everything.
band, maybe dancers, maybe
Yeah.
their makeup girl or something.
Okay.
Who knows? Like their whole entourage.
Okay. And it's
This is a
one
big
day.
day. It's one day. So we've got like 20 hours until the show starts.
Yeah, I don't think flights would work.
18 hours.
18 hours.
18
okay.
hours.
But these stars always come on late, so that's call it 20. No, time management. 18.
Time management, we want to
they're
start
coming,
on time.
So people are paying
Yes.
to come and see this guy. So
Yes.
We
that's
started
the
on
most
time.
important.
Yeah.
It started on time. So in this scenario, we need to start on time.
So priority
what do
will
we
be
need?
what?
Priority is making sure that Jack, can sing, can perform.
And also, I think psychologically also, is he okay for plans to change?
So number one, we
Yes.
should make sure that he's happy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
make sure he's happy. That's a task. I'm
From the
writing down
get-go,
the task, right?
We might need to get him like a nicer suite, or like say, what do you need? Like, do you need a certain Jack Daniels or whatever it might be?
Jack Daniels.
And
I
you see
love
what
it.
I did there? So number one, priority is make him happy.
Okay, why are we making him happy? And so
'Cause
who caused
he's-
this problem?
he's
Okay, I'm
who
sorry.
is-
I'm trying to
we
blame
don't wanna know
someone, but there's no reason to blame someone, right?
No reason to blame anyone, because we might be the ones to blame. We don't know the full context. We might be to blame here. But in any case,
Okay.
he is who people are coming to pay for.
Sure. So we make him happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Make
that's
sure
number
he can
one.
sing as well.
Yes.
Make sure.
Lubricate his vocal cords.
Okay. Make sure he can sing. Make sure he has a sound check ready.
Yeah.
At some point. Okay.
Yeah.
What are we
Make sure
doing?
he knows who we have already secured, right? And we'll tell him we have everything under control.
Venue
under
is
control.
ready. Blah blah.
Venue's
everything is-
ready.
Okay.
We'll take to the venue in the morning after your slap up champagne breakfast. No problem.
Okay. But
Then-
now what do we do with the
Yeah.
backup?
So the best case scenario is we get them here. So we need to explore, is it possible to get them here?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
But now
Do
the
we
thing
have
is,
extra contingency budget to charter a plane? Do we have it?
I
Because
doubt.
usually for these events you have like a contingency budget, right?
But now you
Never
see,
know.
we have already put him in a better suite, so we've already used
That's
some
fine.
money.
Yeah, but how much we factored cock-ups into our profits.
There was a miscellaneous budget.
Yeah,
right?
the contingency plan.
Okay. I
Always,
doubt it was
at least
big.
10%.
Okay, so
At least
two
10%
options:
in any budget.
charter a plane or get people locally.
Well, okay, to me there's more than two options.
Which
So
one?
charter
Which
a
else?
plane or get them on the next flight, even if it's indirect, right? Then, so yeah, look into the flight.
Uh-huh.
That's plan A, which,
Mm-hmm.
not plan A, sorry, that's best case scenario, we get them here. Other plan is we find local artists who can replace them, right?
Okay.
That's another plan.
Meaning we have to work with him directly.
So under that third option, we have two sub options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So we can get local artists, and I was thinking we could maybe get like a backing track,
Mm-hmm.
and then the local artists just do like the key instruments, so that there's musicians on stage, right? But not everything's live. Or you get a whole band, but then they're not going to be able to play everything. And then I was thinking, acoustic.
Reggae.
You can do some acoustic,
Uh-huh.
and then some backing track.
So-
No one's there for the band.
But if they're paying, they want to see everything played, right?
Yeah, but you can have the band there, but they're not actually playing.
Oh my God, you
They're not
want to
actually
lie
playing
to people.
everything.
Interesting.
I don't know enough about live music to know what the real legit options are. But
So
I'm
you're
just
doing
thinking
half
aloud
live.
here.
You're thinking half live and then full live.
You could
Two
do
options.
some acoustic. You could
Uh-huh.
have half live, half backing track. Because you're not going to get a whole band locally that can play everything and give 20,000 people what they've paid for.
And in one day,
Ah.
learning everything.
And then imagine even the Jack, our pop star, our superstar, saying you need to rehearse all day before you perform. No.
The challenge is now, is Jack particular, because there's some superstars who are like, no, I need everything live.
Yeah.
Because of quality. Now that's the
Yeah.
problem.
So that's why, we need to reassure him and then say, what are you comfortable doing, actually? So we get all these, we tell him we've got this under control, then we can give him these different options and say, are you comfortable with any of them? These are what we're exploring, and these are the pros and cons of each. Like this would, not telling him about the financial repercussions or anything,
Yeah.
but before we look into how much would each one cost, how much would each one take,
Yeah.
is he comfortable? Because otherwise we find a solution, he's like, no, I'm not performing in those circumstances.
But we only give him solutions that we can afford. You don't
Realistic
give him,
ones,
so
yeah.
you can't give him the charter plane solution if you can't afford it.
Well, we need to have a rough idea of how much it costs.
Okay.
Yeah, because that one we look into before we even propose them the other options.
Yeah.
Because that one we can check quickly, and if we can do that, we can have the others as plan B.
Yeah.
Because even if they fly direct, they might not get there till the afternoon.
And the
for
problem is
example.
they're all different countries. So if they're
Yeah.
all in one country, it would have worked.
Yeah.
If they're not, and
Yeah,
it also
true.
depends. If
Yeah.
they're across Atlantic,
But there's always, unless they're coming from crazy countries, most, European or American or
Europe
like
would work,
hubs,
yeah?
there's regular flights.
8
right?
hour. Yeah.
No,
that's
if it's
true.
the US, it could be longer, but you could get them on the next flight. Like I said, even if it's indirect,
Yeah.
you could maybe get them on time. But I think even in that case, if we can get them here, you might have to start with like some acoustic. But no,
Yeah.
you can't start and then bring the band.
I think we'd rather ask the Jack,
Yeah.
and then whatever he chooses. If he chooses some local musicians, then we decide. Okay, if he says he's fine with some local musicians, then maybe we'd have to only get on the first plane the most important person that we can find locally. Right, so maybe I don't know, electric guitar is a very special player.
Yeah, see
and that
who we can
in.
get here on a flight in time to give them time to even set up before the concert.
Yeah.
Because you can't just land them at the airport and throw them on stage.
Yeah, so everything has to be under 10 hours in terms of flight.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what else? I think that's basically it, just figuring out who will play and what.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, I know it's not ideal, but what's better, playing with, because you can't play with a whole band that you don't know, surely.
It depends on the musician.
Yeah,
some
you'd have to
musicians
check with
can,
him.
some can't. So
Yeah.
this Jack person. Okay, maybe we can ask how diva was he? Was he like super diva or open to options?
All artists have a certain degree of divaness. So yeah, he had his own diva issues.
Okay.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So the issue would be now figuring out local musicians, planes
Yeah.
chartered for the most important person.
If it's possible, again, I don't think we know enough to know, is it really possible to get a whole band to assemble locally and play a concert that night with an artist who's a bit diva? I don't know how possible it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because they might not even know the music.
Exactly.
Who knows? But if it's possible, that would be ideal. Plan B.
Yeah.
Ideal plan A is get them in, get all the band in
With
time.
the whole
plan
plane.
B is get a local whole band to play. But even there, you might want to do like some acoustic sets, make it a bit special. Say it's like special edition, live, exclusive. But again, we don't know his music style. Would it lend itself to acoustic? Well, everything does. You can make
Everything
anything
does.
acoustic,
Everything can. Yeah.
Then plan C is get like a bit of backing track and some local artists, some local musicians, at least to play some live, or
Yeah. Half live, half not live.
Again, is that even technically
There's
possible?
another option. I mean, you say charter plane. That's like getting Wilson one plane. Go get the people. There's another option where you're talking to. You go maybe I know someone in KQ, and then I tell them, please ask SkyTeam if they can bring these people from these 5 countries to Kenya in the next flight out.
Well, if the flights are happening, we can get them seats on those flights, right? The first plan is to see, are there commercial flights
Yeah.
from each of these destinations that we can book them on now and get them to the airport.
That's one. We didn't even write that down because we say charter
bring
the
them-
plane.
No. Plan
there's
A is get them
tickets.
in with normal flights.
And
Plan
then
B,
plane.
you see, is it even possible? I think financially it's going to be unviable because
Yeah.
they're not even all in one place.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's it
So
because
get
the
them
hotel
in.
was sorted already for them, right?
Yeah.
So that's sorted. I think then that
Yeah.
would be it. We give the diva. I'm calling Jack the diva. We give him the options. He decides. What if he chooses
Not
charter a
decides.
plane?
We say, are you comfortable with any
Any
of
of
these
this.
options? Right.
Uh-huh.
We're going to explore them and see what we can see the best option that we can do for you. But what would you be most comfortable with, and would you be comfortable with any of these options? And if he says absolutely not playing with anyone I don't know, then we say, look, we'll do our best to get them here, but we might end up being an acoustic set or with backing track. Right.
Okay, so that's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. That is if we can't afford chartering a plane. That's
Yeah.
priority.
Which we likely can't,
okay.
I'm assuming, because chartering like 16 planes or 10 planes, you're
Even
looking at
from one
millions of
location is
dollars.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can fly even some of them in, at least the band, and do a stripped back set without the dancers and all their sound guys, then, we can get the most important people in on the next flights. So long as they're there at least a couple of hours before go live.
How many hours do you need people to be sound checking before the event?
It can range from 4 days to 1 day.
One day.
Okay, so I think we are done then. That's our solution, depending on the
The
diverness.
Salulu to the...
To the Delulu.
the Lulu. So we've not given you one solution. Do we need to say how we think it's actually going to transpire, or we've given you like, this is how we plan to go about solving this.
I must give you guys credit. Not a lot of people during that time were thinking like you.
We are calm right now.
Yeah, because it's not real.
Because it's
If
not
it
real.
was real, I would be frozen right now. I would not be thinking.
A lot of
Freaking
people
out.
froze. A lot of people took off. And remember, when you're doing this, the mobile phones were not there.
Yeah.
So communication is also hampered.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And even like we could quickly find out, the number for KQ, get the numbers, check flights immediately, find like numbers or call people.
Yeah, I think
things
we're in
are
a
so much
better
quicker now.
we're in a better mind space
Yeah.
in terms of technology right now to
We
think
are in
of
a better.
ideas.
We are in a better space, but also, if the mobile phone and internet connectivity was as active as it is now, the crisis at the airport will have exploded. But
Oh, yeah.
we were able to cover it up. Nobody knew.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you guys done? So
Yes.
I go ahead
Yeah.
and rate you guys.
Rate us and tell us
Yes.
what actually happened.
Yes,
In
rate us.
I
which
think-
order? Tell us what actually happened first.
What happened? Again, like I had said off mic, I told you guys when it comes to crisis, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to panic. That is when I think calmly. And at that particular point, we looked at each other with Big Ted and we decided, you know what? This guy, we have to take him to the hotel first, make sure he's fed. So I was the guy to take him to the hotel. Meanwhile, Ted rushed a solution we came up within 15 minutes, rushed to a servant's quarter in Langata and found a band called Big Matata. Big Matata are a reggae band that had been playing reggae music for a very long time. So when you guys were discussing, I would like to correct you. Some of the bands you see when you maybe go tour at the coast and they are busy playing reggae music, those guys can play for anybody.
Really?
From what we discovered, yes.
Wow.
Let me tell you what we did. So I rushed this guy to the hotel with the manager. They shower, they eat. Then Ted has already gone there and now told those guys, listen, this is the deal. We are bringing Gregory Isaacs. That was the artist. And if you know, Gregory Isaacs is one big deal in the reggae fraternity. The guy has 20 albums. The only reggae artist that used to perform in a suit. He's late, by the RIP, yeah. So we took him to a servant's quarter in Langata. Those guys were so happy to have a legend of that
Imagine.
caliber
Oh my God.
in their servant's quarter. We gave them food. We gave them anything they asked for. They rehearsed from around 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. the
No,
following day.
with
Non-stop with Gregory.
And he
Non-stop.
was, because
He was
I
happy
wouldn't
to
sleep
do it.
because that is like
He couldn't sleep. And you see, we
You're
didn't give him
legend.
those options you guys are talking. We told him,
Okay.
this is the deal. This is what we are doing. And then we gave him the scenario that we guys were facing was Carnival was going to be raised down by the reggae fans. The equipment that was there was going to be vandalized. Because how are you telling reggae fans that are paid that this guy is not coming? Gregory Isaac was God then. And still
He
is
still
for
is,
reggae fanatics.
yeah.
So we took him there. He rehearsed from 1 p.m. That's 12 hours non-stop.
wow.
Is it 12 hours? Yes.
Yeah.
All the way to 1 the following. No.
1 p.m. the following day, yeah. 1 a.m.
It's
to 1
12.
p.m., 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Then they rested. Then now we went to shop. So we went to shop for T-shirts written Jamaica, I love motherland, attires. So we kitted these guys with that kind of attire.
Wow.
And then it was kneel by mouth. They were not going to speak any Swahili word. If you greeted them, you just say bomba clat, yeah, German.
So you needed people to believe
Yes,
that
they had to
actually flown in
rehearse.
from Jamaica.
Yeah, they had to
Oh my
rehearse.
God.
We made them rehearse. This is how we think.
This is beautiful.
Wow.
Because
Yes.
they're black, they just look
Yes.
Jamaica.
Then we get the guys who didn't have dreads. We gave them fake dreads.
No.
Yes, they exist.
Where did you get fake dreads?
Yeah,
in
they are.
Nairobi?
You just buy with a hat, so you wear like this guy.
From the fancy dress
Yeah,
shop.
you
from
see,
the
I can
costume
make
shop.
this guy look like or this one, and this one,
Wait,
look the other way.
Is this public knowledge now?
No.
Or are you just revealing
I'm
this?
just
for the
revealing
first-
something that happened
Exclusive information.
19 years ago. It's in my book. I'm writing a book, so
Oh wow! Well, this is
So-
a teaser for the book, and
Yeah,
also
yeah.
an exclusive scoop for the Yes Girls. Anyone
So-
who's at that concert, please reach out to us.
Please comment with how crazy it was.
By 2:00, the reggae fans are already filling up the venue. So we go get a bus and we put flags. And then we made these guys swear never ever to say. And I remember when we asked
For
them.
how long?
Huh?
For how long?
They've never talked about it.
Eternity.
But you are allowed to
No,
reveal,
I'm
right?
not talking. I mean, now we can talk about it. Because the reggae fans, they don't. Anyway, they are too old to come for me now. I mean, that's
They're
19 years
40s or
ago.
50s.
You might need
There
protection
must be,
after this.
yeah, there must be.
No,
They're
now
in
they're,
their 50s.
now they're probably in their 80s.
Yeah,
No.
they're too old.
We're exaggerating.
But we had to make a plan.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
And?
and then we didn't tell anybody. This is it. I don't think more than 5 people knew. Even
Wow.
the driver that went, because we transported these guys now to go check into the hotel.
And they still can't say Swahili
No,
things.
no, they were not. They were just saying Bombaklat or Motherland or something. They will kneel down and kiss the earth and then raise up their hands. We had to make them watch, a lot of videos of how Jamaicans behave when they go.
Oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness. I
Yeah,
can't believe
so-
this.
And even when we check them into the hotel, they will go and they will, because they are a reggae band, they easily can switch to the Jamaican lingo.
Because they are super
They
fans.
know,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
know the lingo from
They
the
know the
songs,
lingo.
right?
So everybody in the restaurant knew this is the band. This is Gregory Isaac's band. Then we picked them. They arrived. We made sure when they settled, each one of them was alighting and kissing the ground and looking up and climbs on stage.
Kissing the motherland.
Yes. Then now, so we do another sound check now, real one, with the gear now from around 3:00. Remember, we have not opened the gate, so the reggae fans are just outside. So we are doing. So they did. They did. So now you're showing. So you're marking the stage now. The beauty about him, he was a calm performer. Yeah, night nurse, those kind of songs. And then it's not. What is the other version of reggae music? The first one. What do you call it? Him was doing what they call culture music. It's slow. It's culture music. It's slow. It's not the
It's not dancehall.
It's not dancehall.
Aha, okay.
So it's easy to pick. If it was dancehall, it would have been a problem because Jamaican dancehall is Jamaican dancehall. But now this guy was moving and then he's just singing. So they were picking up. So they rehearsed until 5:00. So that's like 5 hours. So 5 plus 12, that's 17 hours. Then now we took them back to the hotel. Because normally you take the artist to freshen up, eat, and then now they come. By the time they're coming, really, who knows these guys are not legit? And they've already bonded. Even when they're in the hotel, they will talk. He will tell them, I want when I do this, I do this. So they bonded. Do you know we had the best concert ever?
Wow.
That is brilliant.
And we didn't tell anyone.
No one knew.
No one knew. So it's about, and what were we doing? We were managing time. Because the solution of trying to charter the plane would have been the cost of us, the organizers. That would not have worked. It would have eaten all our profit and everything.
Yeah.
The trying to get one guy can't work. If these guys missed all their flights, if they had missed a flight 3 days before, then you'll make a plan. And it's not the first time it has happened. We are doing Chomanangoma. Chomanangoma was a concert for Radio Maisha. So we booked Yemi Alade and team. We've sent the tickets to Lagos. And then I always after that incident, I always try and follow up with the artist. So I said, excuse me, I need to find out, you guys know you're boarding your planes, because the concert was on Saturday. So they were supposed to board on the night of Wednesday, to arrive on Thursday, to be able to do media tour PR. So I called, and then they were not picking my phone. So I started becoming suspicious. So I told the client, we need to call these guys. So eventually they picked our phone calls on Thursday.
Aye.
So I'm asking them, are you airborne? He said, Oga, we I think we mistook. I said, what's up? We are in South Africa.
Aye.
Yes. Artist.
Wow. But at least you had
Artist.
time to course correct.
Time
to get
that costed us 1.2 million
Oh, to
Oh my
rebook
to
all the
rebook
flights.
the tickets because
Yeah.
now they're in Joburg.
Yeah.
Why did they go to Joburg?
Artists are very indisciplined. I can say that even if Sauti Sol is here or any other artist, I'll tell them in their faces. They're very indisciplined.
They just,
And Sauti Sol was there, so they know the story.
Oh, God.
So we now had to do that. We had to, and that's the thing. So time management. I'm not going to tell my clients that now this artist you had booked is not there. So I remember working because Bonfire was the one handling the tickets. My friend Simon Kabu. So they worked overnight to try and to get a plane for like 14 people immediately, as in you want the plane in the evening. Today, maybe you're discovering the problem at 11 and you want those guys to fly in the evening. It's not easy. So it takes a lot of connections. So we're able to fly them in on Thursday. So it's all about time management where even then, the fans that came for Choman and Goma by Radio Maisha didn't know the crisis we were managing. The guys 19 years ago didn't know the crisis we were managing. So time management is about also managing the crisis and still being on time or ahead of time.
It's crazy.
Wow. I don't think we'd have managed that.
Yeah, me,
Given-
I would not have done anything. Me, I
So
feel-
there is secrecy because such a situation involves very few people. That's why I don't like social media. I like it.
while you
but
are an
you can
influencer.
because you need to cover things. You need to cover things. You need to be able to control the situation. You cannot control the situation while everybody is there filming.
And that's what you said. If you arrive early somewhere, you have control. If you just tell everyone, oh my God, something's gone wrong, we don't know what we're doing, then you have even less
And
control.
then also what
than
happened
if you
is
just keep
because we are the
information
only
to
ones who
yourself.
went inside and the journalists were waiting outside, we told them those guys are arriving tomorrow. The artist has arrived, but the band is arriving tomorrow. But since the main artist was here, the journalists didn't really...
That's
and then,
what they need.
they didn't really question. And then, it was mainstream media then. We didn't have bloggers with phones.
Yeah.
Ooh, phones
No,
have
it was
changed
just
everything.
mainstream.
Yeah.
Even if they were there, I would have managed them. I would have made sure they don't know.
Okay.
And then now, I would have put these guys in a bus and took them to the airport, speak to the airport people, make sure they go in, and then now
And
they
come out
arrive,
like they've flown in.
kneel by mouth, just saying Bomba Claire.
Wow.
That's yeah.
This is
So
the
I don't even
craziest
think
thing.
how can you rate us then?
You guys, I'll give you 60.
60 out of?
60 out of 100.
Oh,
okay.
that's 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Because everywhere I've thrown this challenge I lecture. I do some master classes for events people. Like now I'm doing for some students from Liberians. So I always throw such a challenge without necessarily giving the details I've given here. Most of them fail. It's like a simulator. In events also I put you in a simulator and say, okay, this plane was going to go crash because for us the event was going to crash.
Yeah.
But how would you make sure it doesn't crash? But I don't tell you whether we crash or not. So then you let the guy float. Most of them crashed.
What do they say? What's the usual?
They panic. They say, now we cancel the concert. We get Sauti Sol to come.
Oh, they think of cancelling.
they think.
Well, because if you can't,
they
you
don't
think
know.
if you can't do it well,
Yes,
in some situations that might be best, right?
Yeah,
Like if you've got an artist, like if he hadn't cooperated and said, "Look, I can't play without my band," you might have had to say, "Look, we need to find."
You
Some
see,
other
now he
artists."
realizes the
have to
problem was
cancel,
not
yeah.
ours because he knows we send the tickets. Those guys, for some reason, I don't know, either they arrived at the airport late, all of them,
That's crazy.
because we send the ticket to someone who was supposed to send it to them from inside.
Yeah.
So maybe that person didn't send the tickets in time.
Yeah.
Remember, it wasn't digital then.
Yeah, it wasn't an email that you could just send.
So maybe it
directly.
was a fax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It was a fax.
technology just
The
Fax system was
technology.
down.
You see, maybe the fax system was down because up to today I've never known why they never got the tickets. But yeah, so time management is about also managing crisis.
Yeah.
If you manage crisis in a timely manner that doesn't affect the schedule or the timeline of the planned activities, then that's the highest level of time management.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess also keeping maintaining control.
Yes.
Even if it's just day to day. I look at when Monday morning when you get to the office, like I have a mostly desk job,
Yes.
right? When I get to my desk, if I haven't looked at my computer all day, maybe there's loads of requests coming in. There's stuff I need to catch up on from last week. There's urgent things from this team trying to ask you things.
From Yes Girls.
Yes, girl stuff going in there. So you've got to, if you just say, oh God, I can't do it, or you lose control, you're just going to probably mess everything up. Whereas if you know how to prioritize, you know how long things take, and you can, I think, thinking ahead, like, yeah, what is it that we need to achieve here? And being able to say, what is the priority, right? What are people coming to see? They're coming to see the star.
Yeah.
The band can be another band, which I think that there we got that right.
You got,
right?
that's why I'm giving
Yeah.
you guys 60.
That got us the 60.
Everything else, we lost.
Everything else, we got minus 14.
No, the chartering of planes, I was actually smiling when you guys were talking about it. It's too
But you've
expensive
got-
to
Yeah, but you've
charter
got
a
to
plane,
think...
and then you don't have time.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're on eve of the day of of your concert.
And if they're from Jamaica, they would never make it on
Yeah,
time.
none of them was from Jamaica in the first place.
Where were they from? All different
Remember,
countries.
don't forget I told you
They
each
were
one
all
of
coming
them
from different places.
different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see, I want my sound engineer, and it has to be him. So if he resides in Mauritius, I'll send a ticket to Mauritius.
Yeah.
And that's how they operate. Even the sound engineer, some of these people, they don't necessarily stay with you in your home country, because they are specialists there. You just get them. They know they're on a tour with you. So if the tour is gonna take, maybe you have 6 countries you're visiting, those days they are with you. Then everybody flies back home. But in case you need them because they've been booked, then you inform them. Then they book their diary, and then they come from different countries. Maybe you assemble. Maybe you meet at Heathrow, Gatwick, JFK, Dubai, whatever it is, whichever place you are connecting. Then all of you now come together. Alternatively, you can also jet in differently to that particular country. And that's why, because you have to do your sound checks and stuff like that, you have to do media tours, all those things. Yeah.
But I think now an important thing, I think we talked of Mike, and I think a very important thing in time management, crisis management, is just being able to think of the worst case scenario for everything.
You've just said something I wanted to say. It's very important for you to be able to manage time, to sit down in a group, even when you're doing this podcast of yours. I want you guys to be doing this and say, okay, we are about to do the podcast, and ask yourself this question. I'm pausing for effect. What can go wrong?
That's exactly like today. A lot has gone wrong today.
And when you ask yourselves that question, then you end up thinking of possible crises or possible things that can go wrong. But then in the process, you develop how to respond and not react.
Yeah.
Most people react in crisis. I respond in crisis.
I'm
because
a super
you have a
reactor.
plan. Yes. And nobody can blame you. Not everybody is wired to think calmly in crisis. I do. If power goes off, I never panic. I have a torch. I carry a torch, a very powerful one. I remember we were doing a concert and power went off stage. I told guys, come. I got a few of my friends. We got our cars. We brought them. We put the beams. Concert continues. Somebody else will blame everybody. I don't shout at people when things go wrong. So what will you solve? You think, okay, what could have gone wrong? So you tell people, follow the cabling. Even when sound goes off, you follow the cabling. I remember when we were doing the CNN Multi-Choice Journalist Award in Tanzania, Milimani City. And how I've learned events is that I used to volunteer to be an intern to some of these international events, pay my tickets and go. So I went, I paid my ticket. I was staying in some funny place because I couldn't afford to stay where they were staying. But now I am here. I want to learn because I know these guys do the highest level of award ceremony, live stream to the rest of the world. So when I was interning, today I'll intern under a soundman. Tomorrow I'll do it under a lighting guy. Tomorrow I'll do it under the director. Tomorrow I'll do it under the camera guy. So the day of the sound, that's when I learned. And I'm happy he's here. He can listen to this. That guy ran 4 cables to the main podium. He had, as in case this cable doesn't work, he has option 2. In case option 2 doesn't work, he has option 3 and then option 4. He's run all the cables area like this. So in case one doesn't work, all he needs to do is
3 backups. Wow.
But he tells me he loves his cables so much, he kisses them, he wipes them, he does stuff with them. As in, he has never had to resort to option B. That is a level of planning we don't have in our gigs in Kenya. You find a guy, prints a card, he used to supply flowers and cake, and then he writes the events management.
And they think they can do it, right?
And then one day, because maybe somebody has given them money, they say now they're bringing an artist, and they want to be the event managers.
And you've seen events.
You've seen the things that happen.
To shit.
It's because of people don't take. I mean, our sound engineer here is very key. When he hears a sound outside, even if it's a dog passing, he tells us to stop because he doesn't want anything interfering with his audio. That is a level of professionalism that each one of us needs to. And when you're doing that, you're managing people's time. Because every time there is a problem, then you are eating into time. That's why Kenyan concerts don't start in time. Because of crisis. Because people just... Okay, another thing, and this I have to say. When you bring an artist into the country, however big that artist is, my favorite artist is Taylor Swift, Lionel Richie, those 2. I would like to bring one day. I don't know which one I'll manage.
That's such a very different artist. It's so strange.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's because of the star attraction, each one. I don't know whether you know Lionel Richie Field Stadium, his live music is... Then checks in Taylor Swift. So I'm thinking, if I ever bring Lionel Richie to this country, I will not even take selfies with him. I'll not treat him like a star. I am client. The biggest mistake we make is when you bring an artist to play, you now also are in the fan zone and groupie of guys who are worshipping them, wanting to take... And I went and asked a guy, one of the promoters, do you realize you forked out 20 million Kenyan shillings to bring these guys here and you're lining up for selfies with him? He will not take you seriously. So when you tell him he has to appear at a studio at a certain time, he will be looking at you as his fan. So me, I don't. In fact, when they arrive, I say, bring them. I don't go to the airport. Bring them to the office. I greet them, and I'm not smiling. I don't even ask them how the flight was. Now, you guys, I want us to go through the timetable of what will be happening here. My name is Chris. So we go through. Is there something that you guys are not understanding? Good. See you. So you'll be taken to your hotel. Then we'll meet for dinner later. Thank you. Take them to the hotel. Then you close. I have another meeting. By the time they are leaving, they know that's the boss.
You're in control.
But there you are, busy taking pictures with them and laughing and telling them, I love your song. Love what song?
Interesting.
All right, let's take a pause here.
Time management, man.
I think we need a moment to digest all of that, and then we'll come back and we have a few more questions for you about how you and we can really implement this in our day-to-day.
Okay, so Chris, do you think it's important for other professions, time management? Is it as important for other professions as it is in yours?
Other professions affect mine. I can't do without paramedics. I can't do without caterers. I can't do without security. I can't do without government licensing and stuff like that. I can't do without traffic management. So if I need to be somewhere, so the traffic needs to move, I can't do without everything. So each one of us has to find a way of making sure that they manage time. And, tick that box if you're scheduled to do something. Although I might admit that, and my wife will, I wish she was here, she will tell you. I think because of having the ability to be able to manage crisis, I have been known to procrastinate sometimes.
But it's like you want the crisis somehow.
Yeah, I think I get a high.
I think so. Yeah, you're addicted to crisis, maybe.
Yeah, so I might find that I need to do something now then, but I just chill. But when it's a few hours to it, which is wrong, I'm not advising, but you see, I don't also want to sit in this podcast and sound like an expert. I have my weakness, and my weakness is sometimes procrastinating because I can manage the crisis, which is not good. Anyway, that's off topic. Back to your question. Yes, everybody needs to find a way of managing time, because every time you don't manage time, you affect, it's a chain reaction, and you end up affecting so many other people. There is someone else who doesn't know along the chain that your lack of, decision making or action is what is affecting them. But because you are very influential, you are like a wave. So that will impact so many other people. So it's very important for each one of us to do their bit. It's important in every industry. I don't think there is industry that encourages maybe creatives don't know how to keep time for some reason.
But they should.
It's a thing, yeah.
It's a thing,
Yeah,
but
it's a
I think it's an excuse for me. I'm a creative also, and I'm not a morning person. By the way, I hate waking. Like now, you can stay until 1 a.m. I'm good.
Yeah.
But if you had told me
On
this
this side of the
podcast was
couch,
6 a.m., I would have said yes, and I would have arrived ahead of time, but I would have been struggling. So you still need to do things, the difficult things that you don't like doing. Yeah.
Actually, that brings us on to our next question, which is, are some people just doomed to be late or disorganized, or are they just making excuses? So you mentioned creatives. Let's not say that all creatives are late or never on
It's
time.
because I deal with a lot of them. So
But do you think that it is just an excuse? Can it be learnt? Can it be taught? Is it something that needs to be just consciously done, or do you think it's a genuine human flaw that some people would just always be late?
I'm not sure about a genuine human flaw when it comes to time management, but I know, and like I said, I tend to procrastinate sometimes, but I realize it doesn't work. So I then decided, listen, I have to try and do this thing within the timelines or ahead of time. Once you discover you have a certain weakness in a certain area within your life, you need to practice to keep on improving from 0 to 1 to 2 until maybe you reach 6 out of 10, like some 2 people seated opposite me. I mean, you could have decided this is too difficult. Sorry, let's cancel the concert. You didn't cancel. You understand? So it's I don't think I mean, we love relaxing. I even like the way I'm seated here. It's more relaxing. But I know this relaxation is a countdown to the next probably very difficult thing. So just prepare your mindset to say, okay, this is my area of weakness, and by end of this year, I need to have improved on it to a certain percentage, a degree, and one day conquer it completely. I don't think we can just give up and say, oh, okay, not keeping time and not knowing how to manage time now is acceptable. The world is not very kind to people who don't manage time.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So what are some tools and tricks you can give to people who want to improve over time? Even marginally?
Hang out. Try and, in a group of, I always advise young people, in your group of 5 friends or 10, make sure 4 or 9 of them are 10 times ahead of you. I know it's not easy to get such, but you have to. You have to intentionally look out for people Like me, I look at people who are 10 times ahead of me in terms of everything, whether it's wealth, whether it's what they do, how they do it, their level of thinking, who they know, their networks. You have to be 10 times ahead of me. And it's something I started. Why? Because then you start picking from them the things they so excel in, which you struggle with. And after some point, as they say, if you hang out with 5 rich people and you're not, chances are that you'll be the 5th rich guy. If you hang out with guys who think sitting at home and not doing anything, despite you being maybe very, very intelligent, then you'll end up also being a fool. So I think that's the best thing I can say. Try and find a way of hanging out with people who excel in the things you struggle in. And slowly, you might find yourself conquering what you struggle with.
Akumu, that's why I hang out with you. Because you're 10 times more late than me.
And you're better with time, yes. But I'm 10 times better creatively.
Oh, that'll be the next challenge. Thank you so much, Chris. We've learned a lot. And I can't believe we've learned what happened 19 years ago.
We've got a super exclusive.
Yeah.
What's the name of your book, if you want to tell us right now?
I don't want to say.
Okay, when is it
a
out?
work in progress.
It'll be one and a half years to come.
Cool. Look out for that. So if you want to find Chris, you can find him at
Chris Kirwa, ChrisKirwa, across all platforms, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok.
Even TikTok.
Wow.
Nice.
You're ahead of the game. So yeah, find him there. I definitely recommend. There's a lot of interesting stuff about events, the event space.
Actually, I speak about events. Even now, because of the topic, I just posted something about time
Yeah.
management because of what we are talking about here. Yeah.
This is an event.
Yes.
And of course, you can find the Yes Girls also on all social media platforms at Yes Girls Podcast. Why not send this episode to a friend who's always running late, or to a friend who's always on time with a friend who's always running late? Akumu. Or send a favorite episode to a neighborhood WhatsApp group. Share the do, be, learn, love. You never know what you might make happen or what you might inspire.
And some thank yous. Hurry up. Thank our wonderful producers quickly.
Some Pisha Productions together with Ernest and Robert, Snowball Industries, Nairobi.
And we have exactly 10 more seconds allocated to Pedro Brian, who is the talented musician who composed our theme music in record time, and Kags, who designed our beautiful logo that you get to see time and time again.
And last but not least, 7 seconds dedicated to you, our listeners, for always taking time to listen to us, whatever we speak about, whatever we ramble about on your favorite podcast platform.
We love you for listening.
One more thing before we go, a question we ask all our guests. Chris, what is something that you've recently said yes to?
Recently said yes to?
Could be as small or as big as you like. Something new that you've recently said yes to.
This question is usually harder than you think, eh?
This question is hard, man. Something I recently said yes to?
Yeah.
How recent?
Up to you.
Within a year?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Something you'd never done, bead, or learned.
Apart from
learned
doing
before.
this podcast, which is the first time.
This is the first time doing this podcast. I think learning that despite being a micromanager, despite wanting to have my events be flawless, that's not exactly the case. So I'm not accepting mediocrity. I'm just accepting that everybody is at a different level in life. Their understanding is not the same with me, and there's something that they know better than me. So listening to people more and learning from them and allowing them to learn from my experience. Before I was military. You're either performing, you're not, you're out. Yes.
That takes a lot of patience and a lot of self-awareness.
I think it's aging. I think when you grow older, then you become more patient with people. You learn that you can't really control the world. Yeah, so I think the beginning of this year, and I think it was kickstarted by COVID times, because that's when you realize there's more to life than all this excellence and, trying to be perfect. So, yes, you don't allow mediocrity, but then now you start accepting people and seeing how do you grow them. We've always done that but I used to be my wife was the one who was now the HR. I was not HR. I am good. I'll treat you well, but if you make a mistake, I cut you off. Move. So now I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no more micromanaging. Yeah,
I mean, you
good.
can do it, but with understanding.
No, I teach more now.
Yeah, more teaching, more patience, and seeing how can you get this person to best contribute.
Give them experience. I tell them, let's go, you see. I'll take them to an event and say, come and see why we need to do what we're doing. So they will see the chaos. They will see how they had booked VIP tickets. They had no seats.
See, and
I know exactly which event you're talking about. Anyway, we'll not
and
mention
see your
them.
standards haven't slipped.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We will learn from that as well. That's. I think that's one of the most internal based. Yes,
it was a deep question.
Recently. Yeah, you've gone deeper than most.
Yeah,
Okay.
kudos.
So see you in the next episode for more of us saying yes to 21st century life skills with a live studio guest, because I am Akumu.
And I'm Claire.
And Chris Kirwa.
And together we are
The
Yes Girls and Chris.
Yeah, yes, girl and Chris. There was no way I was going to say yes, girls.
You're not a yes girl?
Nah,
You are a yes boy.
I'm a yes
Yes boy, yes man.
Supporting yes, girls.